Hey everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today we got a brand new trailer for Marvel Studios' What If? Question mark. Okay, so this is based off of an older Marvel comics where it's exactly what it sounds like. It's literally just, hey, what if blank happened? And it would just be random combined different things. What if this person became that character instead of this other character? And you know, that's basically the idea. Now, the cool thing about this is that with Loki and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man 3 probably, you know, we've been messing with the multiverse a lot. So a lot of this, you know, MCU, Marvel, what if stuff that we're about to see in this trailer, it's possible that some of this, you know, maybe later it shows up somewhere else because, oh, it turns out this was all, you know, these are all different multiverses or timelines or whatever. You know, because we literally just saw an episode, a live action episode of Loki where there was an alligator variant. You know, what if Loki was an alligator? You know what I mean? So it's very conceivable that all of this stuff we're about to see would one day maybe return somewhere, somehow, in some form. So let's go ahead and check out the trailer, and yeah, here we go.
Yeah, peace. I love peace. I'd be out of a job with peace.
Cell shaded graphics. Iron Man 1. Huh? Whoa.
Do we know each other?
Killmonger saves Tony Stark. Very interesting. Okay.
It's changeable.
Huh. That was very Spider-Verse looking.
That's the question, isn't it?
Okay. There's a... I'm gonna have to rewind already. Howard the Duck. There's, I don't know if Captain Britain, I guess. With...
Slow down a little bit. There's a few people in the room that don't understand. Not me, I get it.
Yeah, I'm already gonna have to, like, rewind all of this. Okay.
Who are you?
Peggy Carter became Captain America.
Captain Carter.
Oh, Captain Carter. Okay, not Captain Britain.
I am the Watcher.
Oh, nice. The Watcher. Spider-Man.
Transpires here.
Marvel Zombies.
Will not interfere.
Scarlet Witch, a little bit.
We have you outnumbered.
A Ravager never flies solo. I said never flies solo.
Is that some kind of catchphrase?
T'Challa. T'Challa as
You had me worried for a second.
nice. That's Star-Lord.
Journey to face the unknown and ponder the question.
Huh. Okay, August 11th. Okay. Alright. Already. Oh, I like that it's the Arrow, by the way. It's what's his name's Arrow. Wow. Okay. It was happening so fast that I was like, okay, there's a lot of stuff that I need to, like, absorb here. First, it appears that the Watcher might be our narrator of this whole thing. You know, maybe the Watcher is, you know, watching the multiverse, which, you know, is his whole deal. The interesting thing about that, of course, is that, you know, this is all like MCU riffs. You know, these are not like Marvel Comics worlds. These are MCU inspired worlds. And the Watcher, you know, we've seen several Watchers appear in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so we know that they are in the MCU. I found it interesting that they do not appear to be using movie audio, you know, because in this scene particularly, they're recreating exactly word for word the dialogue that happened in the movie. It's interesting that they chose not to use the movie audio. Maybe it's because they know that I don't think they have I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is actually voicing him here. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think he is. He would be very expensive if he was. But so maybe if they got like a different voice actor, they decided to redo the redub the whole thing with him.
Job with peace.
Yeah, because that does not sound like Robert Downey Jr. So okay, I'm gonna we're gonna mute this and we're gonna see if we can just play the whole thing again. Okay. So first thing is, his phone is that's not the phone that they had in the movie. I remember because that phone was actually for sale at the time. And it is cool. Killmonger's there. That makes sense. The other thing about this, and we'll get to it when we see some of these moments, but it almost appeared, and we see the watch in the background there. It almost appeared as if, there was gonna be some sort of story playing out here. Almost as if, the multiverse breaks, Doctor Strange, kind of gets wind of it, because that seems to almost play out throughout this whole thing. So we have Stephen Strange here. That appears to still be him. He's got the eye. I'm not wrong, right? That is him. It's not supposed to be some other character. So, but the other thing is, like, this right here looks very much like the way that they animated them going through the portals in Into the Spider-Verse. So I wonder, I'm sure that was intentional. I want to go look at the shot from Into the Spider-Verse and see how close this right here is. So of course we got the classic Avengers lineup, and now it's like, oh, what if it was Guardians of the Galaxy? They don't seem to be in New York. Maybe they're in Tokyo or something. Also, if I look, you see over to the left here, you see Black Panther. So interesting that this is if T'Challa was Star-Lord, but we see a Black Panther here. So if he becomes Star-Lord, I guess someone else becomes Black Panther. So that's interesting to note. And we see a version of Thor. Let's see if we can rewind a little bit. Thor just has a different outfit on. It's interesting. He almost that Thor almost looked like a Shang-Chi Thor. Interesting. And of course this is gonna be Chadwick Boseman's last performance as T'Challa. I don't know if this is like actually the very last thing he did for anybody, for any movie or any show anywhere. But it might be. It very well could be. This voice performance that they got. So, maybe that was Robert Downey Jr. because they got Chadwick Boseman to actually do his character. So maybe they actually did get everyone back. I don't think they did because that would be so expensive to do. But it is gonna be like I don't want to say sad because you kind of want to like celebrate his life, right? But it's gonna be special. I'll put it that way. Just the last, probably the last thing that he ever did, career-wise, was the episode of this show. So, let's see who's Hulk taken out here. I can't really tell who all this is. Actually, was that so we see this version of let's go back. See his outfit here reminds me a lot of Shang-Chi's outfit. I don't know if that's actually what they were going for, but that's what it reminds me of. Also, he's fighting an Ultron bot. I think that might actually be who we saw the Hulk smash. Let's see. So that does still seem to be Bruce Banner. So this might be a bunch of Ultrons actually. Let's see. And Loki's there. Okay, so this is Loki with the army of Asgard, it looks like, going up against Shield, I guess. Nick Fury's right there, so. And then here we go. Here's Howard the Duck. Yeah, it makes sense that he would definitely he's been in the MCU, but he's never had more than like a handful of lines, and he hasn't had any kind of like story to speak of in the MCU yet, even though he's been here for, I think he's shown up, I want to say 2 or 3 times already, but he has not gotten to do anything yet. So, this is pretty good. I'd say this is Howard the Duck worthy. And of course we have, I believe the story here is that she takes the super soldier antidote. Steve Rogers is built some sort of proto Iron Man suit by probably Howard Stark, but I believe Steve Rogers is inside of that, so that's very interesting. We got Killmonger. Let's see. Now this cell shaded art style, I don't mind it. I've seen some people kind of complain about it a little. You know, it definitely reminds me of one of those mid 2010 Cartoon Network shows. You know, there was like a handful that were all using this, you know, semi CG cell shaded type art. I don't mind it. It's fine. I will say Doctor Strange almost looks evil here. So I don't know if that's like an evil version of him. We're seeing a lot of footage of like the same two. Yeah, see this right here again. This looks like an evil Doctor Strange. Interesting that he meets Captain Carter here, which this is kind of leading into my idea that like, okay, something happens in the actual MCU multiverse, and we're seeing, you know, there is some sort of through line between all these episodes where some version of Doctor Strange is trying to maybe fix everything, because Captain Carter here would still be in World War II. So how she's meeting Doctor Strange, maybe he's going through time trying to fix everything, which is interesting. You know, so again, this almost, I don't know, you know, with Star Wars, there's been a lot of talk of canon recently, so I kind of hate that I have to say this, but like, I don't know how canon we're supposed to take this What If show. You know, like, is this actually happening in the MCU actual multiverse, or is this just a fun project and we're not supposed to be thinking this much about it? Anyways, let's keep going. So, okay, we get a lot of footage of her doing the Captain America thing. That's pretty cool. Let's keep going back. I don't know who this is. It almost looks like they're in the quantum realm. This hooded figure, it almost looks like what's her name? Janet Van Dyne, is that her name? The wife, the mom. It almost looks like her in the quantum realm. I don't know. And then of course the Watcher. Yeah, we get a very, very quick glimpse of Spider-Man. So this looks like a slightly older Tom Holland. He doesn't look like the age he is now. He looks a few years older. But yeah, so he's gonna play some kind of part in this, Infinite Possibilities. And then of course, yeah, we get our Marvel Zombies, which is pretty cool. This is you know, I would say they found a good balance. You know, there's not like blood all over them, but you do see like, you know, red colored flesh and some innards, right? You see like hanging flesh and stuff, but not like blood everywhere, which I imagine, you know, because it's going on Disney Plus, they probably had to have some kind of like guidance of like, okay, how they're zombies, how much can we show? What can we actually do? So I think they did a pretty good job. We see some events from the very first Thor movie. Hawkeye showed up in that movie very briefly. Let's see. Go back. Okay, so I don't know who this lady on the left here, this blonde lady with the gun, I have no idea who this is supposed to be. That does not look like a familiar character at all. Maybe Sharon Carter? I don't know. That does not really look like a person that I recognize. So that's going to be interesting. And of course we get a little bit of Ego. Okay, we see Doctor Strange pushing back against some sort of energy, and it almost looks like he's fighting her, the what's her name, the Ancient One, you know, his teacher. Now of course I think this is just some cleverly edited footage. I don't think that blast is the same as this blast, so I don't think they're actually fighting each other, but you know, that could be interesting. And of course we get some Scarlet Witch action here, very, very quickly. So, you know, maybe she played a part in this destruction. It's possible. And interesting that she's throwing like a spear at the Scarlet Witch, and she just explodes with her energy. The other thing I'd like to note is that you can't actually tell. You're just seeing the silhouette of Scarlet Witch. It's possible that this is like another what if some other character was Scarlet Witch. You know. Okay, let's see. Bunch of Ultrons. You know, basically what if he won, I guess. Now this is interesting. So this must be like really early, like Thor 1, like, hey, what if he remained king and he actually used the, I forget what the device was, the, you know, this big freezing cube on everything, because that was his original like big weapon that he was after, was the freezing thing. Let's see, something else that's really interesting here. Vision appears to be trying to rip out his own stone. You know, maybe this is a story of like, oh, what if he just killed himself instead of waiting for everyone to try and save him and eventually Thanos getting him? What if he just tried to rip it out himself? Maybe that's what this one is. That's pretty dark, but that looks like what's happening. Let's see, we get some. Okay, I cannot identify this creature, honestly. It looks like the Sarlacc on Tatooine. Let's see. He's turning into the Hulk, it looks like. Now, at first, people... I don't know who this is. It might be Scott Lang. It almost looks like a really older Peter Parker, like a Peter Parker in his, you know, late 30s, maybe. I don't know. Okay, and then yeah, we get the play out of this scene, kind of like the Who, you know. I'm Star-Lord. I have to imagine that he would make a much more effective Star-Lord than Peter Quill ended up making. Now, who the hell is this? So they're all, looks like everyone is fighting this guy. I cannot tell you at all who the hell is this. Oh wait. No, I know who this is. This is the Collector, but he's like souped up somehow. He got like really buff. It looks like he's got a bunch of like mechanical parts on him. But if you look in the back, all the things in the cubes cages right there, this is the Collector, but for some reason he's really powerful. I don't know why he looks like this, but I think that's who they're fighting right now. That's very interesting. And yeah, let's take a look here, because we got a lot of moving parts here. Okay, so when we glimpse anything else here, we see a little bit of Red Skull. Looks like maybe at the bottom left, it might be Proxima Midnight, maybe. Yeah, let's see. See if I can glimpse anything else of interest. Yeah, see, there's the Collector again. That's definitely him. Get a glimpse of Captain Marvel. Let's see, and this is a bunch of what if. Okay, yeah, and that seems to be everything that we're getting. I don't know how many episodes this is supposed to be. I don't know if this is like another 6-episode thing or 10 episodes or something like that. Most of the footage seem to come from the same like 3 episodes max. But again, the interesting thing here is that it almost looks, and it might have just been editing, and maybe he only shows up for 1 or 2 episodes, but it almost looks as if we are actually following a through line, a narrative that goes between all of these episodes, and that these, you know, because originally I had thought that these were all going to be like one-offs, that, you know, you just turn on the episode, it's going to be something, its own contained story, and has nothing to do with anything else. But now it very much kind of looks as if there's something of a story going through all of these. You know, Doctor Strange is maybe trying to fix the multiverse, or the Watcher is just narrating this whole thing. Maybe both. Very, very interesting. And of course, you know, remains the question of like, is this a show that's just a fun experiment, kind of like Star Wars Visions is doing their thing, that's like, it's, hey, look, it's not canon, it doesn't affect the rest of this, it's just a fun thing, you know? Or does this kind of go into all the multiverse Loki, multiverse of madness stuff that's happening. I don't know, remains to be seen. In any case, pretty cool. Either way, it's going to be a really fun show. And yeah, August 11th. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know which one of these that they showed is your favorite, and which one of these what do you hope that we see that maybe hasn't been announced. Yeah, pretty awesome. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.